Hey there, hope all is well. In the previous video, we set up Expo project using a TypeScript template, and in this video, we'll proceed on the start user list design and know how to embed the search bar component into the screen. So let's get started. Well, now we can move to start with the user list. So back to here, just we need to close this. So here we can add the search bar which we just created, and what we actually we can just get rid of this and import our search bar component. And here we will need to pass the three things: search term, set search term, and placeholder. So we will need here to use the state for search term and set search term. We can handle it like that. And the initial value for this will just be empty string. Let's put this here. The placeholder here will search user. After that, we need to add this listing. This listing. So we can add Flatlist component from React Native. And for the flat list, we can set custom style. So we will add it like user list style dot. For example, we can call it user list. We will add a layer after we finalize with the style with the design. So this is a style. We can mention why exactly the data we will be displayed. And until we just make the integration with RTK and all this stuff, we can add a mock data. So the website we are gonna use after the integration is this website. And this website actually handle or hosted the REST API, so we can test the Rail API. So we can, for this endpoint, which is related to the users, we can actually take this as a mock data. Let's add this here to be constant data will be this one. Okay, so now we can pass this data, and after that we need to add index for every or key extractor. So it's like make each item unique. So key extractor for this for item. We can use ID as unique. Dot string. After that, we need to render the item itself. So it will be render item. We can just add a text testing so far until we make a user item component. So let's add this to the style. So here we can add it like this. We will just need the padding vertical to be 10. And for the container, this is one what was from the old one from the app. We just need to get rid of these. What we actually need is the background color will be colors dot lavender mist and padding vertical of about 22. For the user item, we can create a separate component. So we can add here another folder for user item and create a component for this. For this. And also create one for the style. Let's do it like we did before. Okay, user item. We need to export this. And actually, what we need as a property in this item or this component, like we need to pass the item from the listing to this. So it will be something like item. And we will create a proof, like user item proofs. Let's define this type. It will be type, call it user item proof. And we will need the item and the type of it. Let's set it any for now. And we will change this type after we make the modeling for say user, after we handling in the step when we integrate it with RTK. So let's start with the design. We will need the view as a container, and we need specific or custom style for this. So we can call user item style dot user info view. We will add this style later on after the design. After that, we will need to add image, user image, and set another style for it. Let's call it user image. And the source, we need to add the source as well. And in this case, we use the URL. So we will do it like this. Item dot avatar. This is for the image. Let's import this from React Native and the image as well. Yeah. Well, after that, we will need another view. With this view will contain some username, email, and other information besides the image. So we can create another view, style, and we can call it like, let's call it main container and keep it like user info view. So here we will need 3 texts, one for username, and it will have a specific style Let's call it username. And here we will render. As you see from the mockup, there is first name and last name. So we need to concatenate these two keys to have a full name. So we can do it like this. Item dot first name, and beside that we will need to add item dot last name. And the reason we add here the optional operator to just guard the the application will not crash if, for example, one of these keys not returned from the backend. So yeah, let's proceed with second one will be also text, and it will be for email. So email item dot email, and the last one will be maybe for address if it exists. So yeah, so we need to import text as well from React Native. What we can do now is just create user item style. Export. What we need here is style for main container, another one for user image, one for email, and username. As I remember, this username, yeah. User info. And last one will be for the address. We need to import this here and start with the design. Let's first do something like, yeah, we need to get rid of this and just import user item component, and we need to pass the item here. Do something like this. Cool. The missing part now is related to the design. What we need to apply for the main container is first things we will need to add is Felix direction, because we need some image and the other information to be beside each other, so it will be row. Then we need to align the items to be centralized. And the last thing we will need to add padding horizontal. And this will be about 20, will be sufficient. After that, we need to, from the image itself, to set the width and height. So the width can be 90 and height can be the same because we needed circle, so we can add the border radius with 90 over 2 to make it round. Also, we need a margin top for about, let's say, for example, 20 or piece of it. And also the index to P1, we need a margin left for about 10. For email, we need to set the font size to P12, font weight to P400, and the color file from utilities. So adding a padding left for about 30. Also padding column about 10. This is regarding email. For let's handle the style for user info view first. So we can apply it here. Like we need to set background first, and it will be white color. Well, after that we need make padding from the top for about 32. This is margin. We need margin top. And we need padding horizontal for about 25. Justify content to be centralized and make border radius for about 25. With Felix 1 to just updating the height of the view. And what we need first is margin right about 10, and we also need a padding from top 20. For the image, we need to margin right and set it for 50. Let's do something for the username. For the username, we need font size to be 40, font weight to be 600, color, we need to set the primary color for that one. Margin left and 30 will be sufficient. And also we need adding margin from just padding from bottom. So let's make padding bottom. This is will be 10. Okay, so far if there's address for the user, we can add the same thing as email. So might be this email or address. So add it like here, like this. We will proceed in the next video and we will integrate RTK and also we will discuss what exactly RTK and what the benefits of using it. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.